Local artisans, my name is Shonda and welcome to my channel, Under the Needle Quilting and Crafts. Now, I have not done an update video in quite some time. First of all, excuse my shirt here. I spilled some water here and this is a drop of oil. I had to put some oil in my hair and I spilled a drop of oil on my shirt. So I didn't feel like changing my shirt. So forgive the stains, okay? So update video. It's been so long. So what have I been up to? Really not much. Same old, same old. Basically the thing here is I've been going to work more often. I have to go into the work. Well, I had to go into the office 3 days a week and that started before the summer, but I had a lot of PTO time. I had a lot of paid time off that I was able to use. And so I used a lot of half days. So most days or most weeks, what I would do is I would take 2 half days and those 2 half days would count as a day, 2 days in the office. And then I would go into the office 1 day, or sometimes I would take 3 half days and just not go into the office at all. But I pretty much used most of that. And so the time I have left, I need to save in case I need it, in case something comes up, or if I just need a mental health day, right? So I'm having to go in 3 days and I have to do the full 8 hours that I have to be there for the full 8 hours. Prior to that, I didn't have to be there for the full 8 hours. So I would get to work at like 10 or 11 and I would leave at like 4, right? So I would do like 5 to 6 hours, but now we have to do the full 8. And so 3 days out of the week, I really don't have a lot of time to do much. I don't have as much time as I used to have. So it's kind of thrown me in flux. I got to figure stuff out now, right? So basically, it's just been, I've just been busier, I guess. I've been busier. So, last month was my birthday. And toward the end of the month, Adrian and I and my cousin and her husband, we went to Cherokee, North Carolina to Harrah's Casino. That was a good time. We spent 2 nights out there. That was a good time. What else? Other than working. That's really it. I haven't done anything. I haven't gotten together with any friends. I haven't done anything. So, well, before I went to the casino, I did spend some time with friends on a Tuesday. I actually should have did that today, but Adrian's mom is visiting with us for a while. So, she just got here yesterday, so I didn't want to go out tonight when she just got here. So I didn't go meet my friends for trivia tonight. But yeah, not much going on. So I am doing some different stuff with my hair. It's going to look really, really weird for a really long time. I decided to lock my hair. So my hair is going to have locks. I've been wearing fake locks for a long time. You guys have seen them in my videos and I'd have like these long locks. So I want to try to grow my own. So that's what this is. This is the start of that. For the first 6 weeks, you can't really touch your hair a lot. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm 2 weeks in. Sunday made 2 weeks. So I've got 4 more weeks to go. So basically what I do is a couple times a week, I oil my scalp and maybe once a day or every other day, I'll spray something in my hair just to keep stuff from drying out. But that's what's going on with the hair. So it's going to be, it's a process. It takes, it could take a couple years, for things to look the way I want them to look. But, we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to stick with this or not. I might change my mind and comb this all out, or I might decide to stick with it. I don't know. Right now, I'm pretty excited about it, and I think I'm going to stick with it, but we'll see. So that's what I've got going on. Not much. I live a very boring life. I did get my washing machine replaced. I bought a used washing machine off of Facebook Marketplace, and then this weekend, my son overloaded the machine, threw the machine off the track or whatever, the drum off the whatever. So now I have no washing machine again. I have another broken washing machine. So there's that. And the last thing is I If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I have a lizard and critter problem. The lizards, the geckos, they like to come in here because my door, the door to my, this is I'm in a converted garage, and the door has like a crack in it around along the bottom and the side. So like if this is the door facing in the room, there's a crack like here, and it's just really easy for critters to get in. And so I was looking for something that I could use to kind of keep the critters away. And I read that they don't like strong smells. Specifically, they don't like clove and eucalyptus. So I love me some essential oils, and I always have them. And I had those too. So I got a bottle of water, and I put some clove essential oil and some eucalyptus essential oil in there, and filled the bottle with water. And I also had some actual cloves. So I sprinkled the cloves on the outside of the door, and I take the spray, and every day I shake it up and I spray the door jamb. And what I'm hoping is to see less critters. Now, normally it's worse after it rains, and we did have a rain, and I have not seen any critters today or yesterday or the day before. I believe it rained Saturday, like Friday, Saturday, and part of Sunday, or Saturday and Sunday, something like that. But I have not seen any critters since I started spraying. Now, also, I'm not down here as much because, again, I'm going to the office 3 days a week. So there's that. And honestly, you know, it kind of sucks because my job is getting more time out of me than my 8 hours, because I'm doing the 8 hours in the office, but I don't want to have to deal with traffic. So, and also I got to take my son to work. So I normally get to work at like 10:30 or 11. And then I work 8 hours after that. So like 11 to 7 or 10 to 6. That's kind of what I've been working. But I still have to log in, right? Because my hours are 9:30 to 6:30. So even though I'm not going into work until later, I still log in at 9 or 9:30. Because sometimes I have online court at 9 a.m. and I have to be logged in 15 minutes before so I can get everything in a row. So I don't know. I'm just kind of working it out. I'm working it out. I do want to get to a point because I'm just not used to being up and out the house at that time. Right now, most days I am up. So like last week, I went into the office Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? And on those days, like I'm up at like 7 a.m., right? I'm like up, but I don't actually, it like to like pack my lunch and pack my water and pack my snacks and pack my stuff. I don't know. I'm just not able to get out of the house. Even on days when I don't have to take my son to work, like he has to be at work at 10. So what I'll do sometimes is I'll drop him off at work at 10, and then I'll head on to the office, and I'll get to the office at 10:30. But even on the days when he doesn't have work, I've just found that I'm not able to get myself together. And it's weird because I used to be able to get up, shower, get dressed, comb my hair, pack my lunch in like 30 to 45 minutes. Brush my teeth, all of that in like 30 to 45 minutes. Now I can't seem to get it done in 2 hours, right? I'm just out of practice, and I've just got to get used to it again. So there's that. As far as like my quote, I heard one thing. I heard something, and it's just been sitting with me. I've just been sitting with it. And I think about it every time I'm on my phone, I'm on my laptop, I'm thinking about it. And what someone said, and I don't remember who it was or where it was, but they basically said that when you are online, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or even just a website like Amazon, right? No matter what it is, when you are looking at things, you are not looking in a mirror, right? It is not a reflection of yourself. You are not looking in a mirror. You are not looking in a window. You're not looking out of a window. You're not seeing the world as it is, as if you were looking out of a window. What you're looking at is a TV screen. You are the consumer. You are the prize. You are everything that you are looking at is trying to get your eyes. It's trying to get your clicks. So nothing that you see is real. Nothing that you see is real. Like, I try to be as real as I can be, but you guys don't see the full whole me. The full whole me cusses like a sailor, right? But I don't cuss on my channel because that's just not the channel that I want to have. Or I don't know how many people I'm going to offend with a potty mouth, or if I'll get, you know, strikes from YouTube. I try to keep it family friendly. So even though I'm honest in my opinions and my thoughts, it's still not 100% real because I'm not being my true authentic self. Because if I was, I'd be dropping F-bombs every time I did a video, right? So I've just been sitting with that. And so now, like, when I'm watching videos on YouTube, when I'm on websites and I'm shopping on a website or just looking for information, I have to remember that I am a commodity and that every place I visit on the internet is trying to sell me something, right? They're either trying to sell me a product or they're trying to sell me to get me to click on something. And I have to remember that the things that I see are not the real world. These are not real people. These are not these real people's lives that I'm looking at. I am not looking through a window. I am not looking in a mirror. I am looking at a TV screen, and I think back in the day when we watched television, before we had the internet, there was an understanding that everything that you saw, everything you look at is all fake, right? It's all entertainment. That is what it is, entertainment, and that is all it is. And I think that with social media and the internet, now we have these parasocial relationships, and now things seem like they're real, but they're not. You are a commodity. You are a commodity, and everything that you consume online is entertainment. Even the news, right? I remember when I was younger, like, it always seemed like if there was a fire, there were 5 fires, right? So it's like if there was a story about a fire on Main Street, then there'd be 2 other stories. Oh, there was also a fire here, and there was also a fire there. And it would be like, this is weird. Or if there was a robbery, it'd be like, oh, there was a robbery on 5th Street, and there was also a robbery on 21st Street. And it'd be like, why does everything seem to be happening at the same time? And the answer is that it's not. It's not happening at the same time. The answer is that once they get you on that one fire story, they know that that's what you want to see. So then they give you more fire stories. When they give you a crime story, they know that that's what you want to see. You tuned in for that. So they're going to give you more of the same. And so I've just had to start learning that even the news is for entertainment purposes, right? There's a reason why, a lot of shows now, a lot of news programs are panels, right? It'd be a panel with all these different personalities and voices, right? And it's like, this is like reality TV. This is not the news. This is reality television, right? And it's helped me a lot to just internalize that anytime I'm looking at anything on my phone, on my laptop, anytime I'm on the internet, I am being entertained. Somebody is trying to draw me in either through positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement, right? Either they're trying to tell me something good that I want to hear, that I'll click on, or they're trying to tell me something bad that's going to make me angry and make me click on it. But it's all to get me to click, right? And so, yeah, that's what I've been sitting with. I've been sitting with that for a couple of weeks now. It's been about 2 weeks since I heard that, and I'm really just trying to internalize it. And I think it's really, really helping with my mental health and my ability to just separate the real world from the online world, right? So Anyway, that's my soapbox. So what have I been working on? Well, I got a couple things. First, well, not first, but I started a new blanket. I don't know why. I just did. I just chose to. Well, actually, that's not true. I do know why. Um, I've been working on this blanket here for quite some time. It looks good. I'm about a third of the way through, I think, something like that. But I was working on that, and it just works up so slowly. It's worsted weight yarn. It just works up slowly, and I just kind of got a bit of fatigue working on something, that works up so slowly. So I started working on this. Just because, it works up so large, right? So one row gives me like an inch of height, right? So I could sit and do, two rows, and to do the other blanket, if I did, it would take me, I don't know, 5 rows maybe to get the same height, maybe six. So I don't know. Um, I've been working on this as well. And for some reason, I started working on this wrap. I had this ombre yarn that I got from Amazon. You can see we kind of go from a dark purple to this lighter purple, right? This is called the Tranquil Tides wrap. There's a crochet along going on right now. This is by Betty McKnit. There is a free, well, it's a paid pattern, but it's also free on her blog. Of course, the blog has commercials, or not commercials, but ads and stuff like that. But I normally just copy and paste it into a Word document. And so that's what I've been doing. Um, yeah, but this has been fun. I like Betty McKnit's patterns. I did her 6-day star blanket. I did finish that blanket. I'm about to show it to you. But yeah, this is I don't know. It's something very rhythmic about her patterns, because what she does is that she'll have two cluster rows, and then a single crochet row, and then she'll have two double crochet rows, and then another single crochet row. And so it's different because you're working 6 different rows. So each row is different, but you're repeating the same 6 rows. And it's just very rhythmic and comforting. So I've got a bit of yarn left. I still have another skein. But my yarn is working up a little bit smaller than hers. So I've got this yarn here. So I worked this up in some different. So first I started it in this yarn here. This was the first one I started. And then I was like, I don't know if I want these different colors like that. I don't know if I want that. So I put that away. And then I had another yarn. I don't have that down here with me, but I had another yarn that I started, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this either. And so I decided to go with this purple here. And when I'm done working up this first skein, I'll have an idea of what the full scarf is going to look like, or the full wrap. So yeah, I'll have an idea then. And then I might decide, because I have 3 of these, I might decide to work it in. So I might decide, since mine is a good, I don't know, 10 inches smaller than where it should be, I think, right now. Um, so there's that. Yeah, maybe even more than that. Maybe even more than that. Or I could be measuring it wrong. I don't know. But when I got to 7.5 repeats, I think it was supposed to be like 46 inches, and mine is not. So it's definitely working up smaller. So these two skeins was supposed to give me a scarf that was like 96 inches wide, or wrap, sorry, that's 96 inches wide. This is not going to get there. It's not going to get there. And I'm a plus size girl, so I need something big, I need something big. So I am going to finish working up this skein, and once this is done, I'll have an idea because I'll be halfway through. So I might throw in a skein of this. They're both DK weight, I think, and I think they kind of work up similar. This Amazon yarn doesn't have a gauge on it. It's, when you buy those Amazon yarns that come from overseas, a lot of times there's no gauge. But they seem to be working up similar from when I work this up to when I work this up. They do feel a little bit different. This is 100% Pima cotton, and this is a cotton acrylic blend. So, but I think it'll still be fine. So I might put this in there. I have not decided yet. Yeah, so working on that. For my quilting world, I did work on something from the Open Gate Quilt subscription box. I did get this done here. We can put stuff. It's like a pen or crochet hook holder or a notion holder. I have to bind it though, but we have to do bias binding, and I don't know how to cut bias binding. So I need to look at a tutorial on that and cut the binding. And I still need to make the large project. So I'm hoping I can work on that this weekend. I should have done some sewing this weekend that just passed, but I didn't. Adrian was gone. Adrian went to Georgia to get his mom, and he left on Friday afternoon. And when he left, he took our stepdaughter, his daughter, with him. And so when he left, I was left with an empty house. And I have not been in an empty house. It almost never happens. There's always somebody home. My son is a senior in high school. He only has one class. So he goes to school in the morning, and then he's usually home by 9 o'clock in the morning. So sometimes before I even get out of bed, he's already home from school. And then my other daughter who lives with me, my oldest daughter, she works nights. So she's home all day. So, she works nights and weekends. So when she's home, everyone else is home. I mean, when she's at work, everyone else is home. And I'm a solitary person by nature. I'm very introverted. I have a sister, but my sister was born when I was like 12 or 13. And my sister lived with my mom, and I lived with my grandparents. So I was really raised an only child. And I'm just used to being alone. I'm used to being by myself. And then once I had kids and a significant other, that didn't really happen anymore, right? And so it's so rare for me to be home alone. And I did not realize how much stress I carry just being around other people, even if they're people that I love, even if they're people in my home. Because it was when he left, after about an hour after he left, I felt this enormous weight just leave me, right? Just because I was alone. I was 100% alone. I was responsible for no one. I was beholden to no one. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to talk to anyone. And it was such a relief. I cannot explain it. I love the people in my house. I love my family. But I did not realize how much stress I carry just having to be a person that interacts with other people. And so I ended up doing nothing. Like Friday, Saturday. Well, yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They got back Monday. So Monday was the first day that I actually did stuff. I went to the laundromat to wash my clothes. I cleaned my bathroom, stuff like that. I cleaned the kitchen. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I didn't do anything. I mean, I had work on Friday, but once work was over, I just got in the bed and I basically was in the bed unless I had to take my kid to work or pick him up from work or something like that. I did not realize how much I needed that just to be alone. I needed that. I felt so good. And when he got home, I genuinely missed him. Like when he got home, I hugged him, I kissed him. I was like, "Oh, you're home," and I legit missed him. But I still felt this peace when I was alone. It was a beautiful thing. Yeah, so I still have to bind this, but I did get it done. I also got the small project done from, I guess, was this from last month? I don't know which was last month and which was this month, but I got them both done. However, once I got this done, this does not quite fit my phone. It doesn't quite. It does, but not the way I'd want it to. I think I would want it to be a little bit taller. I'd want it to come up more because I feel like this could, if I was, this could fall out potentially or someone could take it too easily. So I'm going to use this for something else and not my phone. But I do want to make another one. I'm going to make another one of these, but I'm going to make it longer. I'm going to start with a longer piece of fabric so that I can, when I fold it up, that it comes all the way up to the top, right? So that my phone isn't even peeking out. So that's what I'm going to do. Still love this as a concept. And I think, if I had a smaller iPhone, this is a big phone. It's a big phone. Like if I had an i15 Pro Max, even, because I think that's what Adrian has, it's just a smaller phone and it would fit in here fine. But this is an S23 Ultra, I think. This thing is big. And although, technically the specs fit, right? It doesn't fit comfortably the way I would want it to fit. So I do want to make another one of these. Once I get this bound, this is going to go to work. There's a flying bug in here. I can't tell what the bug is, but there's something flying around the light. Yeah, there's something up there. But once this, because my office has padded, like the cubes have like padded walls that you can stick push pins in. And so what I'm going to do is this is going to go to work. I'm going to use a push pin to put it on the wall. And then I'm going to put my pens and stuff in here. So still got to finish this. Still got to make my bias binding and finish this. But I did get those two done. And I did finish my star blanket. I'm going to show you guys. It came out great. I love it so much. But I finished this a while ago, right? So this has been finished now for, I don't know. I don't think it's been a month, but let's see. And I'm still loving this app to where I can keep track of my projects. It's called My Row Counter. I'm loving this app. 6-day star blanket. I finished it on September 8th. So yeah, it has been over a month. Let me show you guys. This is her. It's so warm. It's a very warm blanket, but it's not super heavy. So I love it so much. The only part that I wish I had done differently is this part right here. And it was because I was running out of yarn. I was running out of yarn, or at least I thought I was running out of yarn. Turns out I ended up having more. I had more of this blue yarn than I realized. And had I realized that, I would have done this differently. I wouldn't have done, I would have done this. Yeah, well, yeah, I would have done it differently, right? I thought I didn't have any more of this, but I actually did. And so I would have used this yarn here, this color, and I would have done these 3 rows in that color, or I just would have done it differently. So because I've got these kind of wide bands of color, except for the single crochet row, right? So this is another Betty McKnit pattern. So again, we have 2 rows of clusters. Then we have a row of single crochet. Then we have 2 rows of double crochet, and then another row of single crochet. That's the pattern. So if I had realized that I had a lot more of this yarn, then instead of doing this in white here, I would have continued on with the blue. And then here, I would have done these 2 rows here. Instead of having this one cluster row here in brown, I would have done these 2 rows in brown. And I would have done it like that. So that's the only part that I would have done differently, but I still love this blanket. I love it so much. I really debated as to if I was going to do the border. The border is reverse single crochet, or AKA crab stitch. And when I got done, I was like, I don't feel like, because if you've done reverse single crochet, it's an odd movement, right? It's an odd, because you're going backwards. You're not crocheting this way like you normally would. You're crocheting backwards, and it's an odd movement. It's an odd motion, and your yarn can fall off the hook and stuff like that. But I decided to do it anyway. It didn't take as long as I thought it was. It actually went relatively quickly, and I love how it came out. I love how the border came out. I love it so much. I love it so much. So this is definitely my favorite thing I've ever crocheted. I probably spent more time crocheting this than anything else that I've ever made. But I absolutely love it. I absolutely adore it. I'm definitely going to make another one. I don't know when though. I have some Karen macchiato cakes in the color Boundless that I bought specifically to do this. Or I also have Karen macchiato cake in the color Fleeting, Fleeting. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I have to see what I want to do. But I definitely want to make another one of these. I haven't decided what yarn I want to use. But I definitely want to make another one at some point. But for now, I'm realizing that time is getting away from me. Time is slipping away because I still need to finish my Christmas blanket. It's not here. It's upstairs. But I had started a blanket months ago, and I think it was like summertime, so I didn't feel like working on a blanket at the time, but it was going to be for Christmas. It's all like blue and white and silver. A variegated yarn. It's a diagonal, what's it called? Oh, it's a diagonal ripple, and it's done corner to corner. So I really want to work on that. I really want to have that done by Christmas. I want to have it done in time to showcase it for Christmas. But if I don't get started on it, I'm not going to have time to finish it. So I'm really in a conundrum here because I've got 2 months. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might put this away, this quilt here. I might put this aside for now and work on that. I'm not sure. It depends. I think I'm going to do what I can through the weekend. So today's Tuesday. So I think from now through Sunday, this is going to be my primary, and it's going to be difficult to focus on this. I'll probably bounce between these two. Because the thing about using This is a 6 weight yarn. Is that it's a lot more wrist. It's a lot more wrist. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But the movements take more effort, right? And so, I've been kind of floating back and forth between these two. But yeah, I don't know. I might put this aside so that I can work on that. I don't know. I have to decide. It depends on how much I can get done. I think I'm on my second cake. I'm almost done with my second cake. So, and I have the third cake in here. And then I have 2 more cakes. So I think I'm going to see how much of this I can get done between now and between now and Sunday. And then whatever I've gotten done, if I can get through if I'm midway through the 4th skein by the weekend, right? So if it's Sunday and I finish the 2nd skein and I finish the 3rd skein and I'm well into the skein number 4, then I'm going to finish this blanket. But if I'm not, then I'm going to put it aside and work on the Christmas blanket. So yeah. And I think I do need to do some sewing. I do want to go ahead and get this bias binding cut and get this bound so this can be done. And that way I can work on the large project. I think this weekend what I will do for the open gate quilt large project is I think I'm going to go ahead and get it pressed and cut, right? So that it's ready to sew. I find that I am much better at sitting down to sew, especially now that I don't have as much time to do so, right? Because I'm losing between the commute back and forth to work has me losing it takes me about 35 minutes to get to work, but the time that I spend getting ready for work that I wouldn't normally have to do, I'm probably losing 6 hours a week that I would have been able to spend doing some kind of craft that I am not. So there's that. So yeah, those are my plans. That is my update. This went a little longer than I expected, but I haven't given you guys an update in a minute. And even though nothing's happened, because I live a really boring life, that is what I've been up to. So let me know what you guys have been up to over the past 6 weeks. I feel like that's how long it's been since I've done one of these. If not 6 weeks, definitely 5. So like, comment, subscribe, guys, and I will see you on the next video.